Good morning. Today we'll be attempting Chittering gutters on Paladin. That's really our first mistake. The delve points are take 2. This happens to also actually be take 2. I messed up the first take because I forgot what my cleansing lane keybind got changed to. Now, the idea of this build is mostly technique stack, that's the armor. On the weapon side, it's Cutter of Eons, because as shown in a previous gameplay video, Cutter is technically cumbersome, but you can still quit with it. And when you quit, DJ takes that base damage and pretends that it's like actually good. So it kind of deals good damage, question mark, question mark. Of course, the AoE is still non-existent. Sorry for the horrific audio balancing. It is good on every single ability except Luminous, because Luminous has to blow up your eardrums even though it's terrible at dealing damage. As the charms go, it's mostly DJ stack. There's not quite room for the full DJ stack I was hoping for, because I needed to fit Derelict Tablet. Yeah, the only way for this Paladin to have AoE is if you use the mechanic where you transfer DJ damage on crit with Javelin. Javelin itself does nothing, okay? That's the Paladin life for you. But it works, kind of. Of course, kind of is really the operative word here. I am hoping that we'll make it through this deathless, but it's a kind of a tall order. But I mean, hey, quick AoE, am I right? No, I don't think it works on magic, so I guess I'm wrong. It would help if I was good at the game, but unfortunately we can't have everything. Okay, I'm killing this thing. Die! I didn't kill it. Die! Also, this gear is like half completely uninfused. That is not good. I think we're cooked, chat. I don't think we're surviving this one. I gotta say. Although I am always happy to be wrong. Now let's get in there before we spawn another elite. to rewatch this footage, especially looking at that cloaked uptime. I've always been curious if cloaked is like legit on a melee class, because it feels like it wouldn't be, right? You're always in contact range, but it might be good. I don't know, maybe I've been sleeping on it. Don't like this though, not at all. Damn it. Very unfortunate positioning there. Yeah, I don't like this. I can't run away. Okay. Okay. Now die. Okay, that's apparently a terrifying Colossus. Onwards. Can I get a hunger point down? There we go. I suppose while I'm death looping, I should really talk about the idea of the build. So, actually, I suppose one could simply copy the armor build, damn it, previously shown, but I didn't really want to do that. Mostly because I don't have Spellbound Husk and it's gonna cost a lot of money. And do you really want to be spending money on Paladin? It's dead. It's a dead class. I don't know how I'm going to get through to my grave. Blow up. Feels pretty good when you're able to control a situation, but frankly that's not actually that often. A lot of things go wrong. For example, this stupid mob exists. Like, it just exists, and that's enough. I mean, I think once you lose your shield, it's kind of over for you. Without the charm power to put in something like automatic distillery, and this build has no life drain, it is a little bit awkward. You can't really health sustain in the middle of a fight unless you kill things. And if you don't have shield, you take like way too much melee damage because it's not like a full tank build. I mean, maybe it's a ping issue, maybe it's a skill issue. But I'm definitely used to assassin like melee. which is just good, and whereas this kinda isn't. Oh, that's gonna cause problems for me. Onwards. Like it's generally not that terrible in single target output. Like I feel like just straight up unboosted, my DJ crits are technically doing more than an unboosted rogue crit, but that's still not that great. Admittedly, this is like, I don't play much of R3 melee, so I don't know if two-shotting fodder bombs is expected. But it just doesn't feel very good. It's kind of a waste to use Cutter, because Cutter put a lot of its budget into having Sweeping Edge 5, and can't use any of that. If you sweep, you're not doing damage, because this thing it's dealing like 20 melee damage a crit. It's just the magic. It's just the DJ that's carrying it. The other thing you'll notice about this gameplay, it's kind of slow. I'm not very good at the game, unfortunately. But that's also a Paladin issue. It's kinda hard to take on more than like a very limited number of mobs at once, unless you can set up on them. And I'll show you how to set up on them. I'll show you an example of a successful setup. If you know they're coming and they're all in one spot, you can clean them up pretty well. If there was some sort of grouping that it could utilize really, then it would be much better off. Okay, now we won. Did I not? I didn't proc its proper kill threshold. Now we won. I don't know, it feels like R1 gameplay, except you don't have to run as much between spawners. I bet there's like a dev out there who's like, oh yeah, this is kind of what I was going for with the gameplay, but it doesn't really match up to the rest of R3. Okay. Alright, now, here's what you can do with setup. We're going to ignore how I missed most of my crits there. It's not bad, it really isn't. I mean, in that specific situation. It's still pretty bad otherwise, I'm gonna be real with you. Like, a scout could have handled that a lot better. A better player would also handle the situation a lot better, but beggars can't be choosers. And Paladin's definitely a beggar. It disabled my shield. I'm not happy. melee class really only has the privilege of not having a shield if... Hold on. If it can one-shot things, and this does not one-shot things. I mean, that's the feel. Or at least it has like, so it should have some sort of health sustain, and this really only has health sustain when you're killing things, which is not good enough. Anyways, while I have you here, I'm going to talk about one of my pet peeves with R3 POIs, which is the fact that spawners get disabled when you die. Like, this is a good thing for the player, so it's a little weird to complain about it, but I feel like it isn't good game design, because... Sorry, I forgot it exploded. Because you're kind of encouraging the player to die in that sense, or rather you're not really punishing them for dying at all. Because if you die, you kind of get to saunter back in, because all the mobs have despawned, right? Because that's how respawning at the start of the POI works for some reason. And then you get to go through and break those spawners in the clump around where you died after you grab the grave, and then you get to do like another like 2 or 3 spawners. I don't really get it. It doesn't feel like you're being punished for dying at all. In fact, it really rewards death running. Where's that stupid? I'm putting out a bow. Die. So that's kind of my pet peeve with dying. Now, how do I fix this? The problem is, if you do actually keep the spawners functional, you get this frustrating issue where you probably death loop, right? And while it's challenging, that doesn't really seem to be the direction that people want to go in R3, especially considering the existence of the mechanic in the first place. This thing's gonna blow up. I lost my shield. Yeah, I'm dead. So I actually suggest that claiming a grave just instantly activates every spawner around it. That way you have to like prepare to claim your grave and all, and you're still safe, well, for a period of time, because the spawners do reactivate after some time. Right, you're still safe for a little bit, but once you've grabbed the grave, you're expected to be fully combat ready again. So I think that would be a decent change to make. I didn't really prepare enough commentary for this. I forgot how long it takes to run a POI, especially when you clear at this rate. I'm too used to things like Scout. I'm gonna use my Cyan Tesseract. Yeah, look. Okay. The stuff despawned. In that case, see, I feel like that's a good thing that happened there. I'm gonna die. That felt good from a game design perspective, because you died to that creeper explosion, and now you have to, and now that you're back, you have to refight that creeper explosion, and hopefully you win this time. Although, at the rate I'm critting, it's looking like I'm not gonna win. I'm not gonna intentionally die to prove my point, but I'm betting I'm gonna die anyways in a situation which shows it off. I mean, at the rate I'm going. What is this? I don't understand POI spawner mechanics. Now, the other problem with this build is since it's technique stack, you have like no range. I'm not too sure if the Javelin transfers the full DJ damage, or whether affected by technique if the mob is outside of technique range, or whether it has to deal with the reduced magic damage that it would have dealt. I mean, you can really tell I'm not experienced with this build at all. I haven't even tested it on player plots, except to figure out how much a DJ crit does, and I wasn't even bone sharding. This is hard. This is a hard section. I'm gonna bone shard. Nom. I'm also gonna die apparently. Hey, we survived. Die. I've got bells 2 up, and I could be running Javelin 2, but the Javelin itself doesn't deal damage really. The Javelin is only here to transmit damage, so I don't think it would even help, and that's why I have LI. What are LI strengths? Honestly, it marks. That's kind of the useful thing that's going on here. It does a decent amount of damage, but it definitely doesn't feel like powerful. I forgot to set up. I did not wait for my cooldowns. Somehow it was still good. It's time for boss. We're gonna pop a couple of buffs. We've got enough time left on the bone shard. Right, surely it's not gonna take more than 2 minutes to kill a POI boss. Surely, I mean, that would be crazy. That would just be a terrible class to play, wouldn't it? But no joke, the marking on this is really not that much of a problem. Just because I've got Javelin every 4 seconds with Threads of Valor, and it's big because of the tablet, and I have LI up pretty consistently too. Quit the thing once. Congratulations, Paladin. You didn't take 2 minutes to kill a POI boss. It only took 1 minute and 20 seconds, which honestly isn't that bad compared to the stuff I had to put on Alchemist on, what was it? It's that stupid POI in Wolfwood. Shadowcast Bastille. Shadowcast Bastille. I hate Shadowcast Bastille. Thank you for watching this absolute waste of time. If you give me 100 likes, I'll pay to infuse the build and I'll do a 65 point in it.